So currently in our backyard, the way our house is set up is there's like a big yard over here on the side, and then we have like a smaller yard with a wall because we live in the desert and kind of out in the country of the desert, and there's a lot of animals. And so you've got like this wall. Anyway, that's where our two little dogs go out. So for the last couple of days, my little dog, she was very curious. She was obsessed with this one corner, and there was like, I was like, what is over there? Turns out there is a giant rattlesnake over there, living underneath the like fireplace that we have there. I found a hole, and it's probably been there all winter. The snakes are just starting to wake up because it's spring. So we were out hiking, and we got lots of warnings that there were snakes out, and like people were seeing a lot of rattles. But I did see this one. So I went over there and I saw its head peeking out of the hole, and I was like, oh no. And then I went over there and I saw it had come out, and it was like this giant rattlesnake. Called the fire department. Cut to the snake went back into the hole, so they couldn't get it out. So now I'm waiting. We are waiting for it to get sunny again. It was raining, for it to come back out so we can close up the hole. The fire department can come get it and remove it and put it out in the desert. Okay, so that's the story. Now, where have I been in the last couple of days knowing that there's a giant rattlesnake out there? One, I've been in gratitude because my dog didn't get bit. That I'm in huge gratitude. She's 10 pounds. She would have died. She could have died easily. So she didn't get bit. That was huge. And it was like they were definitely interacting. And then two, what is the snake medicine? Usually means transformation, shedding, right? It's a deep shamanic medicine representing to the earth. And like I said, transformation, new beginnings. And then there's another part of me that's scared shitless of it, and it's keeping me up at night. Like I'm literally woke up at 4 a.m. thinking about this snake. And I started and I'm like, are there babies under there? Started worrying, and just having a huge process around this snake. Concerned about my dogs and making sure, because it could get in the porch and all these things, right? And then I was like, Beth, I had a profound experience with a rattlesnake last spring. Profound. If you want to go find that video, you are welcome to go and find it. It literally, that I met with snake. She was standing straight up out in the desert last April. It was a whole thing. I was going through a massive transformation with my body and releasing sexual trauma, and I'm in perimenopause and all this stuff, right? So I had this deep relationship with these snakes, and then I have like snake, I found this rattle, and I got the rattlesnake earrings, and then I was like, Beth, you're not walking your talk. I'm living in fear over this snake in my backyard. Granted, I want to be cautious, but as someone who teaches about, animal medicine, and someone who is very connected to nature, how can I be in relationship with her if she feels female to me? That's why I think there's babies. How can I, or going to be babies, I don't know. How can I be in relationship with her? How can we create a relationship together as how can I speak with her? And I was a pet psychic for years, by referral only, but I've found lost pets. I've helped pets with like behavioral issues. Like I've done a lot of work with animals in the spirit realm. So I get to walk my talk and be with her. I get to walk my talk and talk to her, and I get to walk my talk and thank her that she didn't bite my dog. I mean, my dog was over there messing with her, and she didn't bite her. So there's a lot here for me to learn, and like, what is she doing here, and what is she here to teach me? But by going and she's teaching me about fear, because I was going into fear, and like, I started screaming, and like I was like a full-blown mess. And I even made the fire department scream because I thought it moved, and I was like, ah. They were like, ah. They started laughing. They're like, oh my god, you made us scream. So it's just been a huge lesson of like how to be in deep relationship with the divine and with these energies that walk with us on the earth. These are energies this is a being of God. This is a being of Gaia. This is a being of the earth. And rattlesnakes are intense because they can hurt, but they're very spiritual and they give you warnings, and they're very good about boundaries. They're teaching us boundaries, and they're teaching us respect. And they're teaching us how to rest when we need to rest. They hibernate. They teach us when to be awake and be active. They're teaching us to take only what we need to take. They only eat what they need to eat. So there's so much teaching. So while she's here, until we can get her moved into another place in the desert, would never hurt her. They take her and we put her in a bucket and they release her into the desert. Until then, I'm going to be in medicine. I'm going to be in sacred relationship with her and walk my talk. And I'm also going to be very aware of when I go outside, if she's out or if she's in her hole. So again, and that brings me into presence, and not in my entire family into presence. Like, we got to be aware of our environment and not take for granted what's out there. So I wanted to share that story with you, and definitely I'll keep you posted on the journey of her. And she's definitely teaching us to not go into fear and go into deep relationship with ourselves and the world around us. All right, my name is Beth Osmer, and I will see you on the next video.